hunting,
fishing,
cooking,
camping,
conservation,
travel,
gardening,
photography, family.
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 This is the Outdoor Rules Podcast.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of the Girls Rule Takeover. Let's jump right in where we left off, dishing some dirt on the guys we love. Something we wanted to talk about and haven't touched on yet, Ruhl Brother quirks.
Ruhl Brother quirks.
And we have a really good opportunity here because Meemaw is here.
Yes.
She knows them better than anybody.
Tell us the tea. The listeners want to know. What are the Ruhl Boy quirks?
Well, they all had nicknames.
Okay.
Growing up, Matt's was Precious.
Precious. He's precious.
Still carries on to this day.
He says he's delicate like a flower.
He just was, his favorite thing was, leave me alone. Okay, Precious, we won't pressure you at all. But he was the one, like, if we were on a family trip and hitting a quick food stop, if the first thing we came to was the McDonald's, he wanted to go to Burger King. If it had been Burger King, he would have wanted to go to McDonald's. I mean, it was just kind of his personality.
Always the contrarian.
Still,
to this day.
With flippin' bacon.
He says he doesn't like bacon.
He definitely likes bacon. And Meemaw, you said a couple days ago.
I had sweet bologna out a week or so ago, and actually, I don't know if they came in from hunting. I know it was CJ, Mark, and your dad and Matt, and they were hungry, and all I had in lunch meat or something quick to make a sandwich was sweet bologna, so I got it out, which Mark and CJ were absolutely thrilled with.
Love sweet bologna.
Love Lebanon sweet bologna. So I'm making them sandwiches, and Matt's going, "What is that?" And I said, "Sweet bologna." "I don't like that." "Okay, well, that's what I've got." So he eats a piece. "I don't like sweet bologna." Second piece. Third piece. And I said, "Yeah, I can tell that you really don't like sweet bologna. Can I make you a sandwich?" "No, I don't like sweet bologna." "Okay."
And then he proceeds to eat it.
But it's not just food, because there's a game that we love to play up at deer camp. It's called Farkle. And Matt will talk about Farkle all the time leading up to deer camp. There's going to be so much Farkling and all of that, and he gets people to play, and he gets all excited. He does his beard scritching thing, which we're about to touch on as well. But then the moment he gets playing and he has a bad roll, "Well, I hate this game. This game's stupid."
Yeah.
And then the next minute he has a good roll and he's scratching his beard and he's all excited. So he's just, that's
what
just
do you
Matt.
call them? The scritchies?
The scritcher. It's the beard. Go tell him about his scritching.
Well, anytime that he gets excited or happy or whatever, he always runs. I don't even know how to explain without showing, without demonstrating, but he just scratches his beard super quick and
get close to the microphone and make the scritching ASMR so everyone can hear. It's so if you ever hear that during one of the podcasts, Matt's excited. He's scritching.
His beard or his hair.
Yeah, both.
And one thing about Matt, I must say, his love of fishing came very, very young. Very young. And he was actually 2 years old, 2 months, and 1 day old. And the next day I was going to go into the hospital to be induced to have Michael, because Michael at this point was 3 weeks overdue.
Oh, my God.
Oh, goodness.
I was one big miserable woman. And it was going to be a Saturday morning. It was like having a 9 o'clock dental appointment, except it was a 9 o'clock come in and have your baby appointment. Back when inducing wasn't quite as commonly maybe as it is now.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you go 3 weeks now.
No, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't want to.
So we asked Matt, it was a Friday night, we said, "Well, what would you like to do?" Because we knew his life was going to change
drastically.
Drastically with being the one and only up till this point. And so we had a whole list of various activities we could do, and he picked fishing. We spent the evening down at Middle Creek fishing.
He loves
And
fishing.
that's what we did the night before Michael was born.
Huh.
And he is insanely good at it, and so much so that it is infuriating to anyone who fishes with him. I'm sure the brothers say he's just got that luck, but I don't know. I've never seen anyone fish like Matt. No one can outfish him.
No.
It brings me to another Ruhl boy quirk, especially my Ruhl boy. I noticed it pretty early on in our relationship when we'd go fishing or go on a trip where we were to be fishing, this tension in the air that you can cut with a knife, this unease until the first fish is caught. And it seems even worse or more so when they're all around each other.
Yes.
Because then there's a tiny bit of a competitive thing too. Like, I don't just want to catch a fish. I also want to be the first of everybody to catch a fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a tension to catch the first fish, but there's also tension just leading up to the trip in general.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Like, got to plan out every day of where we're fishing and what lures we're using and even what meals we're going to have when we come back after fishing the morning. Like, it is, Meemaw, you know, you're the beach trip cook. It's just, it's all this planning leading up to it. And then once you're driving, there's a slight breath of fresh air, but it doesn't go away fully until that first fish is caught.
For sure.
But then it kind of restarts each day because,
It's funny because as much as we're talking about how Dad loves fishing so much, you could never be able to tell in any pictures. And they touched on this in the last podcast. But every single time you ask Dad to take a picture of like the fish, it's just like completely straight faced, like no emotion whatsoever, like looks miserable. But then after the picture's over, you put the phone down and he's like laughing. And giggling and doing his little beard scrunchies thing. Like, it's so funny because you can never tell.
Oh man. Speaking of quirks and fishing stuff, since you just touched on that, another one that we talked about was the mine now I keep it mentality. Those boys, but also Poppy and even nephews.
Yes.
So they have this thing where if they notice something just free floating, not necessarily around any one specific person, it's free game. And it's all in jest. It's not like maliciously thieving things. But if there's a bag of Gary Yamamoto worms and no one has laid claim to it in the last 30 seconds, they'll be like, it's mine now, I keep it. And it could be a minute later that it gets found, or it could be 2 fishing trips later when the original owner of the worms may realize that, hey, that's mine. And the person who claimed it will just be like, I don't know how that got in there. It was mine. It's mine now. I keep it. And that's,
My dad really likes to blame it all on Poppy because anytime he's like, something's missing and he's like, oh, I used to have this many of this and I only have this many. Poppy probably has it. It's always Poppy.
And with Poppy, it's always the boys.
Yeah.
I can't find whatever. And those darn boys, one of them took it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure it's in their tackle stuff.
And then
or a tool, whatever.
More mileage calling each other to talk about the other person who took their weights or their
and then Dad will call
rod.
Mike or Mark and be like, oh, I can't find this. Poppy has it.
Boys. I mean, there's been many misplaced things, not even stolen. I mean, Mark, he's going to love the fact that I'm pointing out on the podcast that he used my brand new Havilon knife and then it just disappeared. Do you know where it is?
No.
Okay.
But I was going to say something else. I thought of something else. This is funny because it was like a couple months ago, but we were all here and Mark had been looking for this pair of sunglasses for who knows how long. and he looks at Meemaw's kitchen counter and he's like, those are my sunglasses. And Meemaw was like, no, they're not. They're mine. And Mark was like, you paid $300 for a pair of sunglasses? And Meemaw was like, well, no. I bought those on like Amazon or wherever. And Mark was like, those are definitely mine.
My Costas.
Yeah. And then Meemaw, he picks them up and Meemaw looks at him. She's like, oh yeah, those aren't mine.
So
I'm not sure how he must have left them on my counter.
The only acceptable response to that, Meemaw, is it's mine now. I keep it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I gave them back.
That was funny.
So, okay, we've got Matt as Precious. You
Michael
said
was
Mark.
Mad Dog.
Michael was Mad Dog. And what was he? What was he like, Meemaw? If Precious was leave me alone.
He was stubborn. He was determined.
He was like,
He had a mind of his own, and you weren't going to change it. And he would stomp that foot down, and he would argue anything.
Caitlin's having deja vu.
I'm just nodding.
It didn't matter what. I mean, can I go into the ultrasound story?
Sure.
I didn't have a lot of ultrasounds with my 4 pregnancies. I had one with Matt. They thought I was kind of out there, a little larger, whatever. So I had an ultrasound to make sure I wasn't having
Just Matt.
With Matt. It was just Matt. Didn't have an ultrasound with Michael at all, even being 3 weeks late. Never had an ultrasound. Didn't have one with Kate. Had one with Mark because he was breech at one point. So they were looking on things. So I had this one with Mark. And I never wanted to know what my children were going to be, girl or boy. So I made sure that, and they didn't have fancy 3D and all that. They gave you one little snapshot kind of picture. So I brought this picture home of Mark ultrasound. And one day I hear the 3 of them arguing, Kate, Matt, and Mike. Your dad and Kate both wanted a sister, a girl. Mike wanted another brother. And they were going back and forth. And Mike finally had enough. And he said, with his stamping of his foot, I know it's a boy. I know that the baby in mommy's belly is a boy. Now he's 5, 6 maybe. Anyway, and I saw that picture mommy brought home. And Matt goes, I saw it too. It didn't show anything. You could see a head and its arm, you know. And he said, it's a boy. Well, how do you know? It's not wearing a bra.
I never heard that.
To which Matt, in his 7-year-old wisdom, said, well, Mike, they're not born with them on.
That's pretty funny.
When Mark came out as a boy, I said to Randy, the first person we're telling is Mike.
He was right.
Because he's right. It's a boy.
Oh, man.
That's funny. The Mad Dog thing, I still will call him that occasionally.
He doesn't like it.
No, but but it's usually justified. And you can tell when he's getting into Mad Dog mode because he starts turning pinkish red, like from the collar up. It'll just creep up his neck. And I think he's had some people at work, notice at a time or two that when he gets mad, he just starts turning red. Watch out when Mad Dog comes.
So after Mad Dog was Kate, and what was her nickname?
Well, I got thinking about this. It was actually Aunt Beth that called her Kate the Great. Pop Grant always referred to her as the Amazing Kate.
The Amazing Kate.
The Amazing Kate.
And that she
That's
is.
fitting.
Yes. She's the glue. She's the glue to this family for sure.
That's probably not what her brothers called her, though.
No, I'm sure not. Those two were so close when she came along, that she kind of never felt she could break into that. So, and then Mark, who was supposed to be Sarah Elizabeth, but became...
Because he wasn't wearing a bra.
Yes, became Mark Eric instead, then they had a special relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do. I think you can tell.
They're very close.
Yeah.
Yep. So, although she tortured him with curlers and makeup.
And she never was interested really in the hunting, fishing.
No, when we all were going to camp, we all went out fishing. We all went to Holy Bull, and she fished with the rest of them, but she was never...
Not at the same intensity.
Not at the same intensity, and not with the same passion.
Yeah.
And I know she won a prize in middle school for a trout that she had caught that she submitted a picture of or something and whatever. But it dwindled.
Yeah.
You know, her interest in that dwindled. She's much more
adventurous,
artistic, you know, crafty, artistic.
She's a great baker.
Yeah, cooking and baking. Not that all of them have become good cooks.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I worked 3 to 11 when they were growing up because it just worked out the best for the family dynamics. And I would maybe put a beef roast in the crock pot before going to work or early in the day. And it seemed like Mike and Kate were responsible for putting the rest of the meal together after school by the time Poppy got home from work and stuff. Yeah. So it kind of started early, you know. And even Michael, back to Michael a little bit, he was in middle school. And an elderly neighbor lady gave us at Christmas a cheesecake as a Christmas gift, a homemade cheesecake that she had made. And it was out of this world. It was really a delicious cheesecake. And Michael said he wants to make a cheesecake. And I said, Michael, I never made a cheesecake in my life. And at age 11, he looked at me and said, that doesn't mean I can't. And I thought, you're right. That doesn't mean you can't. And so I said, first we have to ask if Mabel's willing to share the recipe, because he wanted to make that cheesecake.
That specific one.
And she was so delighted. She came over and they made the first one together. So here's this 80-plus-year-old Mabel in our kitchen with Michael learning step by step how to make a cheesecake. Well, he made cheesecakes from then on all the way through high school.
Well, it's still his thing, isn't it, Kaley?
That he sold.
He didn't do it so much anymore. He's made them for us.
He made them a couple of times.
He doesn't like them.
What?
Yeah. They're great, but he doesn't actually eat them. So.
Is that like Matt with bacon?
You know, he has some things, I think, that are like that, but I think he genuinely doesn't like cheesecake. Like, you won't even see him take a bite, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he made them for a couple church events, and people went crazy.
He's probably
and then
cheesecaked out. And
then would order them, you know, oh, I'm having my card club, you know, and I need a dessert. Well, do you think Michael would make a cheesecake? Ask him, you know. Well, then the lady at our little corner store was selling them for him for a while, putting them in a little case and selling them.
Cute.
So, but he earned always Christmas money, because particularly from Thanksgiving, it was nothing from each year from Thanksgiving through the end of the new year for him to have made 50 cheesecakes.
Wow. All right.
Not all.
We got to get him back on the cheesecake.
I agree. What the heck, Mike?
He made them when we first started dating.
To lure you into showing.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah. Look what I can do.
All right. So what about Mark?
Markle Sparkle.
My hubby.
Markle Sparkle. Markle Sparkle was the easiest of my children. More even-tempered. Slept. That baby slept. The point that my mother would say, when did you check him last? Are you sure he's okay? Because I would literally walk the kids down to the corner bus stop. Now, Kate wasn't in school yet, but the boys were. Matt and Mike were. We'd walk down to the bus stop at 8:30. I'd come home. He'd come home with him and Kate, feed him, put him up for a nap, and sometimes have to wake him to walk to the bus stop for 3:30.
Oh my God!
My word! I mean, the man still loves to sleep. He loves,
and he would sleep through the night. I mean, it wasn't like he just slept during the day and then was hadn't day. I mean, from day one he slept. He slept all through Pop Grant's retirement party, and he was probably 3 weeks old.
Oh my word!
And everybody wanted to note him, and I had him in the back of our van with the van doors open. It was Labor Day weekend, so it was summertime, still summertime, in a big wash basket. We didn't have fancy stuff back then. A big wash basket with a pillow.
Yeah.
And except for waking one time to be fed. So nobody got to note him and hold him and do all the things that they wanted to do because he slept through the whole event. And I mean, we were there for hours.
And he gets mad at me when I put my head on the pillow for 10 seconds and I'm out. Well, it's not my fault he did all of his sleeping when he was an infant.
But he was easygoing. He was,
And he still is.
And he would he was funny because Pop Grant, because he was so easygoing, would egg him.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Mark, try this, and he'd have him eating orange peels and raw onions, and anything and everything, and just egging him to do something. And then if it was something wasn't appropriate or he shouldn't be doing, not that was, but of course I'd intervene, and then he'd turn to Poppy Grant and go, Poppy, you make me in bad trouble. But he was the easiest of the children.
And he's still nice and even.
Or maybe I was so numb by number 4.
Yeah, that's fair. But he just wants he just wants everyone to be at peace. He does not like any arguments or, anyone disagreeing or not even disagreeing.
He'd hate to think there's a rift.
Yes.
That there's a rift that couldn't be fixed or whatever,
and that's
between.
Yeah, and that's something that we talked about last time was in family, there can be disagreements, and it can be as simple as, well, I wanted to go to that stand. Or it could be something bigger, like, well, I thought you fastened down the top to the boat and it blew off in a windstorm and no one knows where it is. And it's probably in some fancy VRBO window at that point. Who knows? But any disagreement goes quickly. Meemaw and Poppy raise their kids. Every single one of them is quick to apologize. And it's so wonderful to be married into a family of people that just genuinely, they want the best for each other. And there can be disagreements, but they'll be quickly resolved because the bottom line is they don't just love one another, but they are best friends with their family. We talked about how each one of the siblings talks to the other siblings at least 2 or 3 times a day. Matt definitely the most.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the phone the most, but does anyone else have any similar sentiments to that? Caitlin, you're also married into this family. You're not an OG Ruhl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there was just such a close connection. I'll laugh every day because Mike will say something like, my phone's ringing. I wonder who it is. Really? Yeah. You really wonder?
It's Matt.
It's going to be Matt. But like you said, he's often talking to somebody, some sibling or parent. And if I hadn't heard anything in a few days, I'll ask him, what's new in Pennsylvania? What's new in the home front? Because I know he's probably had a dozen conversations that I haven't been filled in on. But yeah, they're just there for each other, which is pretty cool.
And we noticed that with cousins too. CJ is extremely close to Robert, and she's also extremely close to Kaley. And all the cousins they're not just blood related, but they're friends.
Yeah.
And Emmett is so comfortable with you. He's with you all the time. And everyone's just doting on Kate's brand new baby girl, Anne. Yeah. And it's like cousins are raised like siblings. And even though they live in New Mexico, they'll be FaceTiming each other. CJ and Robert will get their little adorable headphones on and they'll be playing Minecraft with one another. And it's just so special.
And anytime we come back or get back together again, our kids right just up. They pick right back up.
It's like it just left.
Yeah.
I noticed this year, I feel like other times, especially when they were younger, it was kind of like Robert and Emmett were a little unsure when they first saw us because, it's new people.
Who are you people?
But this time, both of them came and hugged me when I walked in the door, and it was wow.
I think they're going to be so sad.
I think tonight will be rough.
They're going to be so sad.
And tomorrow morning at the airport.
There's going to be a lot of tears.
Because Emmett already told Aunt Kate today he doesn't want to go home.
Oh.
He likes Pennsylvania. I like Pennsylvania.
You could stay.
We could. Our jobs might not. be
Darn
around
Mega
too
Million
long.
that we didn't
I
win.
know. If
Like-
only we won the Mega Million.
Oh,
We just have homes in every state.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I have some friends who I'm like, I talk to, and I'm like, oh yeah, like my cousins are coming home, or I'm hanging out with my cousins, or whatever, and they're like, oh, I wish my family, like, I wish I hung out with my cousins like that, because I feel like a lot of my friends don't really, they're not close enough to their cousins where they hang out with them all the time, and I feel like that's, like, I'm so lucky because I get to do that.
Yeah. It's a special dynamic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something we didn't touch on, and I've been avoiding it because I don't know the answer. If you could go afield with a Ruhl boy, including Poppy, who would it be?
Yes.
I don't know what to say because I really can't pick one because I've actually enjoyed all the time I've been able to spend with them and have really good memories with each of them, like fishing with Matt and sitting in a deer stand with Matt a few times. And Poppy used to come out to Montana and we'd go on some pretty big mountain hunting, fishing adventures, and lots of good memories from that. And
Mark
obviously
went to your
fishing
oryx hunt,
with
right?
Mark, but the oryx hunt and getting to kind of laugh at Mike together is something we bond over.
Yeah.
And we did that a lot. So I can't pick one. I know that's a cop out, but I really have enjoyed my time with all of them.
Yeah.
Other than your husband, who would you go out in a stand with?
Of course. Yeah. Other than my husband. Love you, Mark. Love hunting with you. We have so much fun when we hunt together, though. Genuinely, like, we will be sitting together in a tree stand and we're just like, the tree stand is shaking because we're laughing so hard. And we're just like crying, laughing. That's just our relationship. But oh man, I do love getting to go out and do stuff with Matt, fishing with Matt. He's just, especially saltwater fishing, he's just a blast to saltwater fish with, as long as he's catching fish, which he always is because he's Matt.
Just look to see if he's scratching his beard.
Yes, and his one-liners, and they're just, you can't top them. So Matt is always an entertainment, whatever you're doing. I haven't had the opportunity to do too much with Mike out in the field. Like, we've definitely done the saltwater fishing, and that's a blast too. But I haven't hunted with Mike other than, when he comes here, like some pheasant hunting and stuff like that too. But love Mike, and we always
when
have
you get
fun
your archery
chats and
outfit
stuff. That's right.
Out west.
Yes.
It'll happen.
But I love hunting with Poppy. I've hunted with just Poppy multiple times, and I don't know, he's like the older man in my life that I never had. Your dad's your dad, but like Poppy, he's just so full of wisdom, and like there's never anything he can't talk about. He can meet someone for 2 minutes and have
Deer camp.
Yep. At our cabin there's a like an Airbnb nearby, and he always likes to go down and strike up conversations with the people who are
made many friends from that.
Many
cabin.
friends from many different countries because
we
of
used
Poppy.
to be pen pals with people from China. They weren't even like, they were British, which was so cool, but they were from China, and Poppy just went down and started talking to them, and then we ended up like writing letters back and forth between the kids.
Mm-hmm. And that's Poppy.
Yeah,
so
that's just how he is.
Yeah, he's just.
We had him up. They came up and had a meal with us. We all loaded up and went for ice cream to Austin.
Yep. Because those, that was the first time they'd been there, so we kind of showed them around, and that was fun.
So while I love my brothers-in-law, I think I will say Poppy. I just love hunting with Poppy. It's just so much fun.
Well, I know when his bow misfired, broke, whatever happened with the bow, he was like hoping that the deer would go past you.
Oh,
and it did.
And it did, and you got it.
Got it. I called him, and I don't even think I had climbed out of my tree stand. I think I was still standing there shaking. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I'm 99% sure I text Poppy because I was out hunting with him. He was, a couple 100 yards away.
Yeah,
but
it
I
was
think
just the two of you that morning.
Yep. I text Poppy before I called Mark. I remember getting a call from Mark, and I don't even remember. I must have told him that I thought something. I don't remember, but all I know is Mark called me, and he's like, did you get something? And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I was texting Poppy. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, other than Mike, Poppy was the next person I probably spent the most time hunting with in my first few years hunting. And so...
Well, he came out there to hunt.
Yep.
On more than one occasion.
Yep. We went
Montana
to Fort Peck with him.
And even New Mexico.
Right.
He's up for anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I see him as one of my hunting mentors for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the word I was looking for. Yeah. What about you, Kales?
Well,
lots of pressure
I had my
here.
experiences with all of them. I actually
You can't say your dad.
No, yeah. I love hunting with my dad, but sometimes it gets a little boring because, I live with him, so we don't really have anything to talk about. But I'd probably say, I don't know. Poppy was the first guy I've ever, hunted with. My first hunt, I went with Poppy. And, obviously that's special, so he's up there. But I really like hunting with Mike because it's, again, I don't really see him that often. Mm-hmm. So I feel like every time I hunt with him, it's just, we can just talk and laugh. And, yeah. And same with, in the blind this week. It was just so nice being able to, just have, real conversations with you and both of you. And
I was going to say, the pictures from the blind these last 3 evenings or 2 evenings or whatever it was with you three looked like you all enjoyed.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
It was a lot
each
of fun.
other's company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'd say probably Mike. I feel like I've never hunted with Mark.
And I think that's because usually, so Mark and I are obviously hunting for ourselves, and you are, and your dad will sit with you up until, and then usually you don't typically go back out after you've shot something up until this, And now he has CJ that he hunts with as well. So, and that's, and you haven't really hunted with me until we started doing this blind.
Yeah.
But we discussed this last time, is that you and I are tied together.
Yeah.
We are a combined deal. Mm-hmm. One of us shoots a deer within the next 3 to 4 days. The other one will shoot a deer.
Yep.
I think that one year that I shot a buck and a doe in the same night during archery season.
I shot my buck.
Next night or 2 nights later?
Well, the night that I shot my first buck, you shot a doe.
Yes.
The same night.
Oh, because I shot 2 doe that year, and then I shot the buck and the doe in the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we have a picture of us
with a whole bunch of deer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then this year,
Girls
rule.
Yeah.
And then this year I shot my buck during archery, which was that Tuesday morning, and you went out Wednesday night.
Evening.
Yeah. So we know that when one gets our buck, the other one will follow shortly.
I think the troops are going to be back momentarily. Yes. So I don't know if anybody has any closing thoughts. It's not, obviously we're going to do the blind diaries at some point and maybe need to do a Ruhl Girls takeover from time to time.
I think so.
Make it a more regular thing.
I was thinking, I kind of wanted to talk about, favorite outdoor activity, favorite place to go, and why it's special.
Yeah.
If that's fine.
Go ahead. Kaley, where's your favorite place to spend time in the outdoors / what's your, favorite thing to do?
My favorite place is deer camp. Obviously, it's kind of a given. It's just, it feels like a different world when you're there, honestly. It's just so,
unplugged.
Away from, so unplugged, away from people, the only people you see when you're up there is your family that you're with and
the people we get ice cream from.
Yeah, and, the people in other cabins, which, they're there for the same reason as you. So it's just, and, people from up there are so different than people from down here. Everyone up there is so, outdoorsy and, But, yeah, definitely deer camp.
I think it's very nostalgic to you, too.
Yeah.
I've been going up since before you remember.
Yeah, my whole life. And just, summers up there, I enjoy, obviously, more than winters because, well, actually, that's not true. I enjoy summers up there because I've been going there longer in the summer. But, when I started going up in the winter, I don't know, there's always more snow up there, so that's always fun.
We're big on ice fishing, too. So that's something we really enjoy doing, which we didn't touch on.
Even this last trip that we just got back from, just sledding and like even just being in the snow. Like it's just like a whole different thing. Yeah, because then you come home and there's no snow and it's like 50 degrees and you're like, wow. Like it was literally 60 degrees the day we got home. Yeah, but there was still snow at camp, so it was like a completely different world. It was just But yeah, definitely deer
really
camp.
Special getaway.
Yeah. Oh, and my favorite outdoor activity, like hunting, fishing, camping, like I'd have to say, I love how I was like, oh yeah, let's talk about this, and I don't even know. If I could only do one, I'd probably choose hunting, which I feel like, I don't know how the rest of the family would feel. Like,
if I could only choose one, it's complete ends of the spectrum. So we love to ice fish. So, and CJ, our daughter, loves to hard water fish. So we will camp out on the ice in a hut. We can do that till we turn blue in the face, literally and figuratively. But I also, saltwater fishing is something I have fallen in love with since becoming part of this family. There's just something about catching what you're going to go back to the house and cook, and you're walking, you're just in your bathing suit and your rubber boots.
It's actually like equal. Like I can't really, like fishing is so fun because I don't know, I love being on the boat on the lakes.
It's a lot more relaxed.
Yeah,
too.
But also hunting, I feel like I get more of a thrill out of, especially when I shoot something, and I feel like it's not like something that you shoot a deer every day. Like if you go fishing, you're probably going to catch something every day. But like,
if you're Matt,
yeah. But
Meemaw, what's your favorite place? Like you go to deer camp, you go to the beach trips.
Probably the beach.
Yeah, you love watching the sunrises and the sunsets.
Reading your books, you read like 5 books in a week, and you're like, everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Meemaw's got her toes in the water
and the chill. Yeah,
except for when she gets washed away. That's really
I was upside down once or twice in my life in a beach chair, not paying attention to the tide, but that's okay. I can totally zone out, just totally relax.
Yeah,
feel at peace there the most.
Yep.
Caitlin.
I don't know. We talked about this week. Generally, I'm an indecisive person. So this isn't like the best thing. It's the first thing that came to my mind. And that is our turkey camp in New Mexico.
Okay.
And I think it's because it's just tied in with a lot of good memories. In a time in our life where we went through a lot of changes. Like the first time we were there was before kids. And one year, this is the same place we sometimes elk camp out of when I have a tag there. We're there with Poppy and a pregnant Scout and had to leave the elk hunt because Scout was going to have her puppies. So yeah, it's that spot, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just because of good memories tied to it.
Yep.
That's how it is though too. I mean, I could never go to the Outer Banks again, or I could never go to Hawaii, and I would be okay just going to the places that we love in Virginia or deer camp the rest of my life. But it's because of the memories, and it's because of the people that we go there with.
I say I like deer camp the best, which is definitely true, but not going to what?
She can't decide.
No, she's like,
no, I know. But like even not going to the beach last year, like I was just like, man, like
it's depressing.
Yeah, it's like what do I do like now? Like I have nothing to, because you always look forward to that August fishing trip, and it's just like, well, we didn't do that this year, so
yeah.
And it's not just the fishing.
Yeah, it's just
it's the fellowship.
It's the fellowship.
It's the togetherness.
Especially when everyone goes, like when it's like, you know, my family and then Meemaw, Poppy, and Mark and Rachel and CJ and Mike and Caitlin and the boys. Like it's just.
I feel like that's why things like adventures are important, whether it be hunting and fishing or a beach vacation or traveling, like getting away from your core area with other people. And you're all kind of in a different element, you know, not necessarily in your comfort zone, but kind of going through this journey, albeit a 5-day one together, is just so much more bond strengthening, I think.
Well put.
Well, I think the only way to end this is to give a nod to all girls Ruhl because girls do rule. But just to finish on some words of encouragement for other women or for the guys listening to this podcast. It doesn't matter that you've never bait a hook a day in your life, or you've never gone on a solo hike or hunted or anything like that. As long as you just try, you go out on a limb, reach out to someone you know who is into the outdoors, you will always regret not trying something. You will never regret something if you try it and you're like, that's not for me. And that's okay. But you'll never know it if you don't try. And as for the guys, if you've got a niece or a friend or your wife and you think that they'd find enjoyment in the things that you do in the outdoors, encourage them to go with, and just encourage them when they feel like they're not getting it, or because not everything comes to people immediately. Anyone else have anything to add to that?
I like your point about if it's something you think you may even be interested in, you don't have to decide. You can just try it. And people in general, I think, are very excited to teach somebody something. Yes. And especially in the outdoor community, whether it's hunting, fishing, skiing, running, if somebody is approached and they say, hey, I want to learn how to do this, they'll be more than eager to spend the time with you and take you out. And girls rule, and you can do any of it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. You can find all of the things that we've discussed over on the Outdoor Rules. Tune in next week for another great podcast.
See ya. On that note, next week's episode is going to be about the fortunes of hunting. It's called Good Luck, Bad Luck, Who Knows? Appreciate you listening.
Hunting and fishing, the great outdoors, mixing history, laughter, love, and folklore, creating memories with family and friends. These are the trophies that matter in the end. Outdoor Rules.